And Fairfax County is outraged over a possible insanity plea for a man accused of killing their loved one. Police say 32-year-old Greg Glyer was shot multiple times as he slept next to his wife.
So this happened back in 2022. An acquaintance, 36-year-old Joshua Danehauer, is charged with his murder. Now, Glyer's loved ones are now coming forward after they claim the suspect might be found not guilty due to reasons of insanity.
Our Matthew Torres is at the Fairfax County Courthouse with the latest developments and why the family feels prosecutors just aren't doing enough.
So here we are 3.5 years later without my son.
It's been a tumultuous journey for Sylvia Glyer and her family on a mission for justice for her son Gret, shot and killed in a home invasion in Fairfax City in 2022.
He had a global network around the world of people that love and care about him. And all these people are hoping for justice in this case.
Pick out your very first DonorSee project.
Glyer was the 32-year-old CEO of his charitable nonprofit DonorSee. Authorities say Joshua Danehauer broke into Glyer's home and shot him 10 times while he slept. Glyer's wife was lying next to him, and their 2 toddlers were at home at the time. None of them were hurt.
This evil murderer knew what he was doing.
While the motive is unknown, Glyer's family says the suspect went on a date with Glyer's wife a decade earlier. Nothing more happened, but they claim the suspect kept wanting to reconnect. Just months before the shooting, Glyer and his family started attending church, where Danehauer happened to be a member.
This trial should have been held 2 years ago.
Years of delays in competency evaluations have frustrated the family. Over the holidays, the family met with prosecutors. They say they were told Danehauer could possibly receive an insanity plea.
We were told this whole time for 3.5 years that an insanity plea was not an option, only because of how much evidence that there was in this case, that the man who killed my brother intended to kill him, and that he knew what he was doing in the sense that he knew the difference between right and wrong.
The Fairfax County Commonwealth's Attorney's Office did meet with the family and claimed to discuss various options, including an insanity plea. This after an expert for the defense declared Danehauer was insane. Prosecutors hired their own expert, but the final report has yet to be submitted. The prosecutor's office has not made a final decision, but the family says they left that meeting feeling differently.
When we heard that there was going to be the possibility of a plea of not guilty by reason of insanity, we did not accept that.
Shocked and appalled that the prosecution team would allow this to happen and not fight for a trial, which there is a legal precedence to do.
If there is an insanity plea, Danehauer would be in a mental facility where there's a yearly hearing for 5 years. Loved ones fear he would have a chance to get out.
I want to say a message to the judge. Don't let injustice prevail in Virginia.
So what happens next? Loved ones are hoping to find out during the next court hearing scheduled January 23rd. In Fairfax tonight, Matthew Torres.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 6, verse 34. For jealousy is the rage of a man. Therefore, he will not spare in the day of vengeance. Kol Holayim La, Abanawa, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakat, Kodash. Double honors to the elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone who rule well. Salutations to the Akim out there on the highways and the byways. Salutations to the hopeful elect. Salutations to you speckled birds, you Israelite foreigners. And shalom to the Akwaf, sitting and listening in silence as the scriptures say to do so. Proverbs chapter 6, verse 34. For jealousy is the rage of a man. Therefore, he will not spare in the day of vengeance. And that's what happened. This man was highly jealous over this man being married to a woman that he had an episode, partial time with, or even time that he was having with in the present. Basically stating that she might have committed adultery with this man and led this man on and made this man to believe that they were going to be an item, okay, a couple, etc., however you want to state it. Because if you notice, it's a couple things you got to take, okay, which you know, it's very possible for anybody to get anybody's address, okay, job, you know, phone number, etc. You know, you can just go on any site and pay for it. But that's one example. He could have did that, but also he could have also been in this man's house while he wasn't home dealing with his wife. And also too, they started going to the same church as this guy right here, which he's smiling in the picture. He's smiling, no remorse. This is the pure example of Esau, no remorse whatsoever, man. But it's all judgment from Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, and it's also the curses being placed upon them, having that hatred of their own brother. That Deuteronomy 28 verse 54 on down. But Salakia, they were also going to the same church as this guy right here. And as you heard the parents say that, the newscast told the parents told the news people or whoever was speaking or whatever, that basically he dated or went out on a date with the victim's wife 10 years prior. Now again, as you heard, they were going to the same church, so she might have rekindled something with him and been entertaining him and again committing adultery on her husband, because there's no way if you're not dealing with somebody and everything else that you would even put yourself in this type of position, man. Okay? And Esau seek vengeance for whatever reason he saw fit. Okay? And the Lord tells you that vengeance belongs unto him. And in actual reality, that's what he also did too. He actually brought vengeance upon this Edomite. Because there's no telling what this Edomite did and who he was in his prior life, especially here in Virginia. And this is the county that I grew up in, Fairfax County. This is like one of the, I believe, maybe it used to be number one. Fairfax County, Virginia used to be number one. But I believe I think Loudoun County is number one. I think Fairfax County might be 3 or 4, if I'm not mistaken. But let's continue. Let's go to the book of Romans chapter 12. Because again, the Lord brought vengeance upon this Edomite for whoever he was and whatever he did in his prior lives, man. And especially being, from Virginia, you probably did some real wicked shit, man, during the slave trade time. So this is Romans chapter 12, verse 19. Dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves. And Esau's a very vengeful man. He wants to take justice in his own hands. And again, there's no telling the type of situation this man had with this woman's wife, what he was doing, and everything else. Because again, think about this. Where's that? That's his sister. Where is the wife? How come the wife is not sitting amongst her in-laws? Her husband's sister, father, and mother. Why is she not there saying what happened when it happened? Why is she not giving her input and basically showing remorse for losing her husband? Because something is up, man. Okay, it's not adding up correctly, man. And also, two, more than likely, I'm pretty sure, okay, this Edomite probably has some type of health insurance, or I'm sorry, like life insurance, to make sure if anything happened to him, that his family will be taken care of, man. These are all things you got to think about, man. Okay, and also too, when Esau does something, man, it's also, he has a mental issue or something wrong with him. He can plead insanity. Look, there's no insanity about this, man. It's just their nature, man. He's smirking. No remorse, no pity, nothing, no regret. Okay. Point blank period, man. So as you see, man, again, Romans 12 verse 19, dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves, but rather give place unto wrath, for it is written, vengeance is mine, I will repay, saith the Lord. And that's what happened. The Lord brought justice upon this Edomite. As it also states in the book of Job, chapter 4, I believe verse 7 on down, no one perishes being innocent, man. So nobody that is slain, called back to the spiritual realm, however it's done by and from Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, they're not innocent, man. Whether it be in their sleep, whether it be in a car accident, whether it be somebody choking them out, drowning, whatever it is, man. Okay, but let's continue. And they said that's not justice. They told us the whole 3 years that he wouldn't be able to plead insanity, this and that. Guess what? Welcome to our world. Welcome to what Jake has been dealing with for so long, for hundreds and hundreds of years, man. And this right here, this woman right here, she's an Israelite, man. This the northern kingdom. And this reflects on what you so-called Latinos and Hispanics of the tribes are actually told to lighten up your children to get with the so-called white man because their bloodline is pure. They're the ones that you need to be bringing forth stock with. You know, y'all know the history. Y'all know the saying, man. Okay? And you see, the mom, obviously the mom is hurt because, you know, that child, that demon, that devil was formulated and grew in her womb. She nurtured and took care of that child. Okay? So again, where is the wife that's supposed to love this man? Okay, but you know, again, you're not going to receive no justice, man. The Lord already brought the justice. So this is the book of Habakkuk. Because you got to figure out, man, these devils, man, they don't have correct discernment. They're not righteous. They don't care about your well-being, your feelings, how you want things done. Okay? This is Habakkuk chapter 1, verse 7. They are terrible and dreadful in everything, all these systems, the judicial system, okay, the government, the Congress, the healthcare. All these systems are terrible and dreadful. They're not for your benefit. They're not to help you progress and prosper in life. Okay, and all these things that I just stated, one of the main things amongst numerous things is gain monetary. Okay, it's just another way to getting to your pockets. Okay, and that's one of the things, especially here in Virginia, man, especially Fairfax County, man. This is one of the worst, trust and believe, man, this is one of the worst places in Babylon the Great. If you ever get in any trouble, whether it be a ticket, a DUI, whatever, the smallest to the great, man, they will do everything they can to prolong the court process and to dig into your pockets. And then on top of that, if you go to jail, you will be paying, I think it's $1 to $5 a day in jail. And you also will be still some way stuck in their system, depending on what it is and how long you're in jail and then what you get out for, and then probation or parole. Okay? So again, Habakkuk chapter 1, verse 7. They are terrible and dreadful. Their judgment and their dignity proceed of themselves. So, you know, they're gonna lie. Because again, it's all for the benefit of the judge, the circuit court. And you know, this building right here, this is the courthouse. This is the brand new courthouse. And I've been in this bitch, man. I had to go to the courthouse. What did I go to the courthouse for? So like what did I have to go here for? I went here for something. This is brand new. This is I think it's like up to 10 years old now. Cause the old courthouse used to be like a probably like two or three houses together with, you know, different rooms and stuff, like a Congress building, you know, but not nothing like this. What did I go here for? I can't say it online on a lesson, but I went here a couple times. I went here one time for something else that I had to do. Something I went here a few times actually. It's one time something that I'm not going to speak on. One time with my demon for something, and then another time for something else I can't remember. But this building is brand new. As you can see, it's brand new. Okay, but let's continue, man. Let's continue because again, man, as I stated, was you know, it's the Lord doing this, man, and it's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah, man. Point blank, period. And if you notice too, man, what was the alarm system for the house? Because here in, you know, in Virginia, especially because they said Fairfax City is not, but you know, it's a decent area to live in, you know, not a high crime rate and low and everything else, but people in Virginia don't leave their doors unlocked at night. And a lot of these people that have certain type of tax brackets and certain type of houses, like where they at, let me see, because they'll show the house. You know, this is their house. So they're gonna, regardless of your neighbors being nice and everything else, you're gonna have, you know, your door locked. So how did the alarm system not go off? Or did it go off? Because I can't really remember how they said they caught the man, whether they caught him on the scene or after. I'm not too sure. But again, that makes you think about, where's the wife in this situation? Why is she not speaking? Why is she not being shown? Okay? But this is the book of Hebrews, chapter 10. And also, too, Salakia, the dude got put to death in his sleep. So, again, if you have an alarm system in your house, it's going to go off if somebody breaks in your house. Or did he have the code? Again, you got to question the wife, man. It's more to this story than what's being told and what's being revealed by the wife. Why is she not in the picture? Okay, and if you go into that house and the alarm at a certain time, you don't put that alarm system in. So you mean to tell me he was that quick? He shot that man 10 times while he was asleep. Now, what does that remind you of? Who got killed in their sleep? I can't remember the Jake's name, but I think it was in Chicago, New York, or Detroit. It might be Chicago. I'm not too sure. Can't remember. But it's the movie called The Judas and the Black Messiah, if I'm not mistaken. The Jake. Man, I gotta find out, man, because I don't want to say it. It's the Judas. It's the Judas and the Black Messiah. Judas and the Black Messiah. It is Fred Hampton. Okay, yeah, Fred Hampton. He got killed in his sleep. Sounds like what happened to Jake, right? So Hebrews 10 verse 30. For we know him that have said, vengeance belongeth unto me. I will recompense, saith the Lord. And again, the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, shall judge his people. It is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power. And that's, amen, this is judgment from the Lord. Point blank, period, man. And again, going back to the wife, because we gotta put this together. But again, it's also judgment of the Lord. But we gotta, it's also prophecy too. What is that? Job 27 verse 15. Because this is a prime example of what I'm seeing through the Spirit. This is Job 27 verse 15. Those that remain of him shall be buried in death, and his widows shall not weep. So where is the wife? Why is the wife not there on camera telling what happened in that moment when she saw her husband gunned down in their own home? Why was the wife not harmed? Why was the kids not harmed? So did the man literally just break in, had magical powers or whatever, knew exactly where he was, exactly what time he was going to be asleep, and just came in and just executed him and rolled out, and didn't do nothing to the wife? It's not adding up. But again, it's judgment from the Lord. And this is going to occur on a great scale, man, because a lot of these, I don't know if his wife is an Edomite or not, but a lot of these women that are married to Edomite men, they're not going to mourn or weep for their husbands being slain, man. Okay? Job 27 verse 15. Those that remain of him shall be buried in death. And, obviously he's going to be buried. They're going to be able to have what Slaki, they did 3 years ago. So they had a memorial service, a going away celebration of this devil's life. Okay? Those that remain of him shall be buried in death, and his widow shall not weep. So where is the widow? Why come the widow's not there in the interview with the family, man, talking? Why is the widow not looking like the mother? After 3 years, why is the widow not looking like the mother? Or the father, or the sister? Concerned. Want justice. Makes you think, right? But also, too, as it says in Colossians 3 verse 25, those that doeth wrong shall receive for the wrong which they have done. Okay, and the Most High is not a respecter of persons, man. It also says too in the book of Exodus and Numbers that the Lord comes back to judge those after the second and fourth generation, roughly paraphrasing Salakia. Okay, so let's close out because the point is made. Because this is what the Lord is doing, man. The Lord is keeping His promises, bringing forth the prophecies, whether it be abundantly or small, but they're being brought to life, man. So this is Isaiah 14, verse 21 to 22. Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers. Now, did we not have to serve captivity, go through all these hellish conditions, these judgments because of the iniquity of our forefathers? Yes, because we are our forefathers, if you can understand it and receive it. Okay, but these devils did a lot, and they benefit from a lot in this captivity, man. Okay? Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. For I will rise up against them. And it's not just going to happen, in Jacob's trouble and when all hell break loose. No, man, the Lord is making that happen now, man. The Lord is bringing forth judgment, stirring the pot, bringing forth division. Everything that He said He's going to do, He's doing right now as we, the prophets, Adawan Ratazah, speak. Okay? For I will rise up against them, saith Yahweh of hosts, and cut off from Babylon, America, the name and remnant and son and nephew, saith the Lord. Now, did they not attempt to do that to us? To slay the men that carry the royal seed? Did they not slain, abuse? Okay, all these things to the Israelite man, yes. So guess what? The Lord said, "Vengeance is mine; I will repay it, man." So this is just judgment from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai that's being brought forth, man. Okay, and I believe as a man that his wife was dealing with this dude, but if it comes out, it comes out. If it don't, it don't. But hey, that's the devil. That's no remorse, no regret, no pity. And he damn sure didn't. Well, yeah, he spared the wife and the kids, and I wonder why. But I don't want to wrap this out, man. I hope and I pray that this is edifying, uplifting, and informative to the true, sincere Aki and Akwaf. So with that, I'm just gonna say, Shalom.